our IT department can act in support, but that's going to be a heavy lift and it's going to come from a vendor.
Truly understand that, but if you're building your own house, somebody's got to be responsible for making sure that house is built to your specifications, and that's the owner aspect of it, right? Either raise the owner or the house CEO is the owner.
Health has to be. They're the one paying for it.
Well, and that's what I just want to clarify, right?
So IT is obviously in existence to provide support to the different tribal silos. So the health division is one of them. You guys are going to help with that. It's going to be a heavy lift. You know, you obviously have to work with James on that.
100%. That's part of our plan. Our goal is to make sure we work with James and the team.
Okay, Jen, you got something? Question, comment, something to add?
It's just you working with Raymond. When you come with your budget, you're going to make sure you contact me. We haven't met to formally go through any process or reviewed how things are done. So I know that's going to be new to you. And the budget comes to me before it comes to the board, too. So just wanted to make sure you have that. And then the same thing with the 2024 budget mod for the changes that already happened this year needs to be completed still as well.
So James, Ray, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow, and I'm going to get you brushed up on budget stuff, okay?
Well, thank you for that, and I appreciate that, too. I'll look forward to meeting with you. But I've also spoken to Bob and Rebecca on the process. So we have been having a conversation with them, but, you know, obviously I want to learn more and make sure that I do the right thing. So I'll definitely reach out to you, and obviously with your guidance.
This is something we got to teach you because you're new.
Of course. Yep. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Last item, enhanced tribal cards work group. Christine.
You should see the side effects. They only give it to you after 12 weeks because it's addictive.
It's an injection too, isn't it?
No, it's a pill.
Oh, that's the one they tried.
Yeah, and they couldn't.
And it was amphetamine? I think
Pretty
it
much.
Was, yeah. Like snorting Adderall.
All right, well, I'm going to let Lisa know you took care of it
Yeah,
because you
I
would have
called-
asked everything I would have
I
asked.
called her yesterday. And then
We got to get a list of why people need to be on something like this because of the side effects, you know, the harm that's being done to their bodies.
yeah, and the thing is, like, it's attractive because it gives you energy, it makes you lose weight, it kills your appetite,
You only need it once a month.
so people like it.
Yeah,
But it's like, at what cost, you know?
right.
Like, the
Like you
benefits
said.
gotta outweigh the...
A heart surgery is going to be cost a lot more than this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
But if you don't have any pre-existing conditions or like no comorbidities, you shouldn't be doing that.
No.
Yeah. And that's what I'm afraid of is like 90% of the people who go and get it, they don't.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. This is our final item. So take it away, Christine.
Getting bad again.
Yeah. But I think my refused it.
Okay, so I wanted to bring you an update. We're asked for a status update on the enhanced IDs, and we have been working in a team for quite a while. Our last meeting, Brian and enrollment, we're going to get together to really look at the vendors and some options, and Brian did do a email out, and he did send that out to everyone, and so we just want to review that and bring you up to date. So I'll turn it over to Ryan and Stacy. Julie's out today. She injured herself, so she couldn't make it.
So I had printed out for you, and Lana and Ashley sent to the board it's a very rough draft of approximate breakdown in costs for implementing an enhanced tribal ID program. And there's two options on the third page of the memo that kind of show a cost breakdown of year one, what it would cost to either farm it out to a company to help us set it up and run it, or if we're trying to just build it ourselves. IT is trying to get more definitive cost estimates on what it would cost for us to run it in-house. So this, right now, I have estimated year one cost around $162,000 to get us up and running, but that actually could be another $40,000 to $80,000 more than that, depending on how many servers we would need and what the equipment is. They're trying to get us some more definitive numbers. They sent some to me earlier today, and cost ranges for 2 servers between $15,000 if we can get refurbished ones, up to $40,000 a piece if we need, if we get new ones. not counting license fees, and ongoing maintenance costs. So that cost for year one on the in-house ETC program is likely, I would add at least 40 grand on top of that minimum to what our upfront year one cost would be. And I don't have any kind of projections right now for ongoing costs. But there is a company we've been in talks with called, sorry, I had a mind blank for a second, Sacred Path. Sacred Path, they are run by a tribe in Arizona. They are pretty much the only vendor that we've found that is like a full service operation that will come in, help you execute the MOUs you need with the federal government. They can help you build your program, getting you in touch with vendors for the printer, the servers, the software, et cetera, or they can print the cards for you, and they offer a wide variety of different services. And I recommended to Christine that we contact them because they have helped probably a dozen or so tribes set up their own ETC programs.
More than that, yeah. So I vetted them a couple years ago. So I remember I brought someone, I can't remember, but I was on a conference and they were one of the vendors there. So I talked to them for probably at least 45 minutes, took down all their information, but they're really successful in this. So they're a border tribe like us, they're on the Mexican border, and they wanted to improve their IDs so they could cross easier. And they were so successful in doing so that they became a consultant, which is the business that you're describing. So they work with tribes, charge tribes money, and this is just an area of expertise that they have. So you're right, Ryan, there's only a handful of tribes in the whole country that have expertise in this, and they're one of them.
The one thing that's hard for us to quantify right now is what the need for Sioux Tribe citizens and what the response would be for how many of our citizens would actually want to get these cards. And without really being able to quantify that, it's hard to say if the upfront cost of us building it ourselves is justifiable if we have a low demand to do this, or if it'd be better to outsource it to Sacred Path for 1 to 3 years, and then we would have a better idea of what our citizens want out of an ETC program, and then we could take it over and run it ourselves in the future. So those are kind of the main options. We certainly can build it ourselves. I helped Upper Skagit build theirs. They're a much smaller tribe than we are here. They don't have the same demand that we might have, but we certainly can build it out ourselves. But maybe it's more prudent to outsource it for a few years, figure out what the actual demand and need is for our citizens and how many are going to get an ETC card before the tribe maybe pulls the trigger and building it in-house. Those are kind of the two options the board's going to have to give direction on at some point.
Okay, Isaac?
Brian, I'd much rather see it in-house as it's memberships data, right, that would be out there. I mean, with the penetration attacks nowadays, we don't really know how in-depth anybody else secures their products, but we do know how in-depth we secure our products. So I would like to see some type of maybe co-structure where they help us implement it, and hopefully we keep it in the cloud so it's not a physical server, right? I don't know why we'd keep it on a physical server nowadays, but.
My understanding right now is we'd have to start probably with a physical server because the federal government, we have a data share agreement with the Department of Homeland Security if we got this up and running. And their database hasn't moved fully to the cloud. And so they'd have to, the way it's set up right now, I'm not an IT expert by any means, but we'd have to start initially, it sounds like, with actual server base, and when the feds get their cloud-based server up and running, then we can get our cloud-based, and then they would talk to each other. But my understanding is the cloud-based is not doable right now, just because the holdup is the feds don't have a cloud-based system, and there's trouble with if we have a cloud-based system, the two systems talk.
Yeah, but all they're doing is looking to see if that person is a part of our tribe. So they're just sharing information. It doesn't matter if it's physical or in the cloud. Any information can be shared. That would be hard for me to believe.
Yeah, I'm not just from me talking with Sacred Path and talking with, I can't remember their name, at Homeland Security. We'll check on that, Isaac, but that's my understanding is the requirements right now, because the federal requirements for both the regulation and the actual technical requirements mandate a physical server on premises at the moment, but that is changing.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Ryan, would you be able to break down the options with the cost? So it sounds like Isaac wants to do it in-house. Does anyone want to explore the option of contracting it out? We have a lot of tribal cards with 60,000, I'm sure, at this point with rolls open. Okay, so it sounds like the board at first wants to review all in-house options, so figure out how much it would be to offer this as, an enhanced license, similar to if someone goes to the Secretary of State and they want something enhanced, or if we just use this for everyone when their tribal cards expire, break it down by costs and all that. So we'd have to do the MOU with Homeland Security. We'd have to get all the machinery to print them and things like that. Just break it down like that, and we'll find out whether or not there's board support on it. Because I agree with you, the membership is wanting this, and I think it would give a fresh look to our tribe if everyone's tribal card looked different, looked updated, looked modern. But at the end of the day, we got to know what the costs are, right?
Hey, just so you know, I mean, a portion of it I can understand that should be in-house. If we have to have physical servers and that information stored on those physical servers, it's better that it's in our backyard, right? I
agree, yeah.
But I do know with our IT staff that they're going to need support, so.
We're going to have a consultant come in and teach us how to build this, just like anything else. So
Yeah,
why invent the wheel when there's tribes out there that have done a really good job, and we don't have to make the same mistakes they did in the early stages, so.
And even
my
if
take on it.
Yeah, we could, we can get those numbers together as best we can. We could also consider if the board wants entering MOA with Sacred Path to get exact cost estimates on what they would charge us to come in and help us build it, not run it. We would run it ourselves. If the board is interested in that as well, we can.
Yeah, give us all the options and we'll figure it out.
That was what I was going to say. They will not give us that information. I can understand them not doing that, putting all the work in, and then we just not do anything. So they do require that we enter into that with them
Oh,
first.
absolutely. Yeah, they're going to need to be compensated. They're not going to work for free any more than anyone else will, so absolutely understood. Okay, any more on this topic, guys? All right, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
And with that, workshop adjourned. Thank you, everybody.